Hello everyone, JamieStarr for the New World News Network. I thought I would go through some of these trending topics because, a few days ago I saw the one, white liberal proverbs, and it was just filled with liberals, and it was, half conservatives kind of poking fun at white liberals, and then the other half were liberal minorities like Hispanics, blacks, basically making fun of and mocking white liberals, the people who think they're on their side all the time. And it really just shows, to be a Caucasian and a liberal, you must be a fucking moron, because the people you continually think you advocate for hate you. So, I think we'll see a lot of that going through these as well. I just refreshed this, so I'm sure there's a bunch of new ones, and I think the thing to observe the most is just the hatred inside these people, and that they look for, they see something like this, oh, White Lives Matter is trending, let me release my hatred. It's just a ugly, ugly heart that these people have, and the assumptions they make, the presumptions they make. They'll say that they're all against, profiling people and discrimination, and then they just profile and discriminate. So, here's one. I don't know who this guy is. What do you do? Writer, director, USCC Cinema. So, this guy is someone who makes videos and movies. What do we want? Kill the nig. Billy, language. Right. White Lives Matter. So in his head, if someone says White Lives Matter, what they really mean is kill the niggers. I mean, paranoid delusions, obviously, but whatever. Let's see, of course, someone posting something about the day in the life of KKK. Matthew H. Harry, who's this guy? Filmmaker, former NFLer. So we're seeing these are already leaders of the culture. Sees White Lives Matter at 8:30 p.m. on a Sunday night. Close the computer and throw it out the window. Because you wish you could throw a white person out the window, I assume. If you are white and need reassurance that White Lives Matter, just sit down and shut up. Nobody is impressed. You shouldn't matter. Oh, what a self-loathing little bitch this one is. White Lives Matter is an ignorant jab at a real movement. Oh yeah, a communist fucking insane movement that'll burn down your town if they don't like what's going on. I guess being at the top of many social ranks isn't just enough for some white people. What social ranks? I mean, Asians, Jews, and Indians are beating white people in most social ranks. But don't let facts get in the way of your hatred, buddy. I know that White Lives Matter because it's been 20 years and people are still seeking justice for John Bonet. Well, that was a, people are still talking about the OJ case. People still bring up Rodney King, right? So, you want to cherry pick, go for it. The major difference. Black Lives Matter too, White Lives Matter more. Remember that. Maybe in your head, buddy, I think you're projecting your racism. I can't say with a straight face that liberal White Lives Matter. I'd prefer sending them to Syria wearing gay pride shirts to do research. I love this guy's tweets. The White Lives Matter trending topic is what would happen if a truck with a gun rack and a Confederate flag bumper sticker learned to tweet. Of course, because someone embracing their skin color and celebrating it could only be done by an ignorant Southern racist. White Lives Matter is trending. White people don't know what they want to be mad about. What? Okay, because you read white minds and know that they don't know? Of course, this is coming from @RespectTheFro. What are white people upset with, yo? Cause White Lives Matter to trend. Does Starbucks no longer have free Wi-Fi? People should be ashamed that White Lives Matter is actually trending. White privilege is strong tonight. What a shame. Oh, what a self-loathing. Let's see. I'm the illegitimate love child of strategy and creativity. Now neither parents claim me. CrossFit, gay, LGBT, professional troll. Oh, a worthless little self-loathing bitch. Oh, White Lives Matter is trending because of this spectacle outside the NAACP. And they carried guns. Oh, you poor little snowflake. I'm sure one of those guns just popped off and shot someone in the face. If the White Lives Matter protesters were more smart than fearful, they'd have walked unarmed into the Houston NAACP to talk common ground. If you're unironically tweeting White Lives Matter, chances are good yours actually doesn't. Let's see. Film critic, entertainer, writer, screenwriter, producer. So, he's saying the only reason you would care about your white life is if your white life is unimportant. Whites killed by blacks, blacks killed by whites, whites killed by whites, blacks killed by blacks. Systemic racism on the lowest of them all. And that's those facts in reality. I said that. Don't let them get in your way. Me, when I see the white devils started trending White Lives Matter. Again, coming from a white person, I mean, they look like they're wearing makeup and have a beard, so they're obviously self-loathing. And, I've noticed that there's a big uptick in, like, they talk about the depression with transgender, because I'm assuming this person's some sort of cross-dresser or transgender. Let's check it out. Yeah, definitely some confused little child. And I've noticed that it's rooted in this sort of self-loathing, they talk about transgender and depression, and is it the gender identity stuff and everything like that, but I'll tell you what I think it is. I think it's that we've created a culture where the absolute most disgusting, worst thing you could be is a straight white male, and these people don't want to be the enemy of everyone, because that's how straight white males are portrayed, so they decide they want to be anything but themselves. It's the complete opposite of love yourself, embrace yourself, the thing they'll tell obese people to do. They'll tell everyone else, love yourself, embrace yourself. But if you're a straight white man, fuck you. First it's all lives matter, then it's blue lives matter, then it's white lives matter. If y'all don't make up your racist minds, because equality is obviously racism, to say everyone matters must be racist. If only White Lives Matter was actually activism for a real issue instead of derailing from police brutality. White Lives Matter, please. Our biggest problem is opioids. Black people's problems is us. It's coming from Bearded Stoner. Obviously a moron. White supremacists surround NAACP holding White Lives Matter banners and Confederate flags. Now, wouldn't it just be amazing if they called Black Lives Matter at least black supremacists? Because they are. If you want to see how racist the regressive left is, make White Lives Matter trend. The right aren't the problem. This person's very right. You see the stuff that these people are tweeting. These are the same people that say equality, acceptance, diversity, and then there's just hearts filled with hatred. If you look in the White Lives Matter Twitter trend, you'll see leftists being racist to whites while calling for an end to racism. Yup. Rich white men oppressing black slaves by being homeless and poor. White Lives Matter. Those White Lives Matter people are awful. Burning communities, attacking police officers, looting, blocking traffic. Wait a minute. Yeah, exactly. This person obviously knows what's going on. White Lives Matter. Racist. Black Lives Matter. Activism. It's almost like double standards matter. Again, this person knows what they're talking about. Black people picking cotton. White Lives Matter. And it's a picture of children picking cotton. But, don't let facts, selective history, stand in your way. So which Lives Matter group is dangerous and militant? Because only the White Lives Matter people have loaded guns pointed at the NAACP. Well, I don't think any of them were pointed, because then the police would be involved and there would be arrest. I would imagine they were probably just open carrying, which they're completely allowed to do. But moronic liberals like this guy, as you can see, there's a Hillary, I'm with her, so obviously, ooh, guns. I see White Lives Matter trending, and I was going to say something, but I got better things to waste energy on. Oh, well, see, at least this person realizes not to fester their hatred and to let it out on the internet. White Lives Matter trending because white people will seriously never get tired of stealing black people's ideas. Of course, this coming from a self-loathing writer, actor, director / enthusiast. A reminder. And I posted a thing on my Stemmet about computers and how, a friend of mine once said, I'll paraphrase what I had on there. A friend of mine once said that the computer runs on your soul. And at first I thought he was just talking over my head. He's very intelligent, so I just smiled and nodded. And then I started thinking about it, and he's completely right. Movie maker will sit in front of the computer, they'll interact with it through the keystrokes, their creativity, their soul will be poured through the machine, and they will create movies. I create music. Some people just go on there just to let loose their hate, and either it becomes pacified through these tweets, or it multiplies, as we see in these social movements like Black Lives Matter. And, while you're out doing whatever in the real world, a part of your computer or a part of your soul is essentially trapped in this digital matrix for me to bring up and gawk at and look at. It's like I have a piece of your soul trapped in the palm of my hand. And right now we are looking into the darkest parts of these people's souls. The racist part that's been taught to be racist and propagandized to be that way. Seeing White Lives Matter trend is so funny to me. Who knew history never validated white lives? Whose history? What history? You notice how they always have to go very vague. It's always like, America, history. Oh, I don't bet African American history doesn't validate white lives. White people want to be oppressed so bad. These people, they obviously don't understand that there are entire sections of the American legal system, discrimination laws, hate speech laws, affirmative action laws, that don't apply to white people. If a black person punches me in the face and is saying, you fucking cracker, you fucking cracker, you fucking cracker, I can only go after them for assault or battery. If I punch someone in the face and I'm like, you fucking nigger, that's a hate crime. Whole different level of severity. So, again, don't let facts get in your way, buddy. Newly released image of White Lives Matter protester. Not really, but that's what liberals do. They have to create stuff and, try to say something is something when it isn't. We're aware that White Lives Matter. The U.S. has made it clear for many years now, so I don't get why this is trending. Oh, maybe because you have whole things like the knockout game, which is in fact racial violence, but the media downplays it as a game. It's just fun and games to run up to white people and old ladies and just sucker punch them because you're a little punk bitch. Of course. This should be the official syllabus for a class on the history of White Lives Matter. And this will show you, because this is all they know of history. I guarantee you they know nothing of Roman Empire, founding of America. All it is, this is it right here. Just the oppression parts. They don't, and they also don't know that, the Indians were warring with each other, broken treaties, who ran the Ku Klux Klan, all that stuff. Cherokee Trail of Tears, Japanese-American internment, Philippine-American War, Jim Crow. Yeah, Japanese-American internment, as if it wasn't World War II. Like, okay, you know, and here's the thing. This person is the white supremacist. They want whites held on one standard, blacks on another. We can't, you know, the subhuman mindset. Genocide of the Native Americans. Oh yeah, because, you know, they have this crazy idea that white people were so advanced that they understood germ theory and biological weapons hundreds of years before germ theory was ever put together. Transatlantic slave trade, Middle Passage, the history of white American racism. Isn't that everything else you're listing in your mindset? Black codes, slave patrols, Ku Klux Klan, the war on drugs. Treaty of Guadalupe, how white racism grew out of slavery and genocide. Oh, now you're getting desperate, buddy. You're mentioning separate things. How whites still benefit from slavery and genocide. Oh, please explain to me how. I could use some benefits. White anti-racism, the Southern strategy, the rape of enslaved women. Oh, how about the interracial rape statistics where like 10 black women a year get raped by white guys, where like 2,000 white women get raped by black guys every year? Let's talk about that. No? Madison Grant, the Indian Wars, human zoos, the colonization of aboriginals, white flight. Talk about white flight. Who'd want to live near morons like you guys? I'd flee. Redlining, Proposition 14, Homestead Act, Tulsa riots, Rosewood Massacre, Tuskegee experiment, lynching, Hollywood stereotypes, Indian Appropriation Acts, Immigration Act, Sundown Towns, Chinese Exclusion Act, Emmett Till, Vincent Chin, Islamophobia. Oh man, Islamophobia, there is no irrational fear of Islam. It's a very rational fear. Indian boarding schools, King Philip's War, Beacon's Rebellion, Americans' slavery compared to Arab. What else do you got for me, buddy? History of the gun. Oh man. Oh, are we going to ignore the homicide rates of Chicago? History of the police, history of prisons, history of white suburbia, Lincoln's racism and anti-racism, George Wallace, governor of Alabama, COINTELPRO, real estate steering, school tracking, mass incarceration of black men, because of course we just lock them up for being black, Boston school busing riots. By the way, I got this list from Facebook, so no, I'm not an expert, but I encourage everyone to look up some of this stuff, and so much more. If I miss something, go ahead and hit it. Oh yeah, 54, chopping off indigenous women's breasts off the leisures during the genocide. 5, slamming indigenous children against huge rocks during the genocide. Yeah, war sucks. There's still wars going on. Africa is run by warlords. What? Talk about petty. Like, show me the culture throughout the world that isn't riddled with massacres and empire building and genocides and everything else. Like, this is not exclusive to white people. And if it's exclusive to white people, it's only because we're the only ones that have built societies that advanced, that would be capable of doing anything on that sort of level. Because we're not living in little mud huts and chucking spears at lions and shit. Sigh, we know White Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter was created because America thinks black lives don't matter. Understand. No, I don't understand your doublethink. White Lives Matter. We are oppressed. I was called Mayo and I haven't recovered. My mom seasons our chicken. Me. Such petty, hate-filled people. This woman right here believes that white lives matter above all else, and maybe to her they do. Cops protected the armed White Lives Matter activists in front of the NAACP and not the unarmed BLM activists. That's because the BLM activists have a vendetta against cops. I mean, that's their whole position. When you see it trending. Why the fuck is White Lives Matter trending? We've never been oppressed. Get over yourselves. Oh, this is what breaks my heart. When you have pretty girls who are complete morons. Intersectional feminist. Sarasota 18. Oh, you poor little thing. White Lives Matter is a group of racists trying to pretend that they're not a group of racists. Oh, of course. Coming from a Democrat, which is the party of racists. Should I click on the White Lives Matter trending topic or continue to maintain a tiny shred of hope for humankind? See, this person is at least smart enough to know not to click on it because all she's going to see is people's hatred. The difference between BLM and White Lives Matter is that BLM are actually fighting for something. White Lives Matter are just angry, egotistical racists. You know, it's funny because I think that about Black Lives Matter too. I wonder if this is what set it off. Because, you know, you had the Black Olives Matter thing with the place on the Tapenada. I really hope that this started by someone basically trolling Black Lives Matter, because that's the best way to fight all of this, with comedy. White Lives Matter too. I don't appreciate this shit, guys. Someone says there's a White Lives Matter movement. Anyone ever heard of the movement? First I'm hearing of it. Rudy, we all know you belong to the White Lives Matter movement. Reverse racism, a topic that only racists fret about. A bit like blaming the rape victim. Oh, of course. This guy must be a liberal. Oh, well, here's someone who... Racism is a refuge for the ignorant. It seeks to divide and to destroy. It is the enemy of freedom, and it deserves to be met head-on and stamped out. Completely right. Who did this come from? Oh, look at that. If I didn't know any better, I would say that actually came from a black person. Which is definitely a good sign that not everyone is so, buying into this race narrative and filled with hate. As he said, mood. African lives matter, Black lives matter, white lives matter, all lives matter. What is there to debate? Exactly. Let's end it on that note.